Hello and welcome to Balanced Existence. I just wanted to come on with a quick energy channeling, which is about how you have become this beautiful embodiment of somebody who is not just going through life, trying to avoid conflict, avoid negative emotions, and keep the peace and harmony in everything we do at the expense of honest emotional processing, but rather you are stepping into this higher self where you see your emotional responses or even reactions and triggers as like valuable golden nuggets that are so crucial for your healing journey. And if you haven't already, I recommend checking out the previous video I did on the inner self, present self, and higher self. But you know how to take these and dissect them and break them open and process that which we need to cleanse and detox. It's like a massage that we move the energy through and we get the kinks and the knots out. And we know that when we get triggered, it truly is a gift because it's an opportunity to evolve even further. And so we know the value of stopping what we're doing, pausing, and giving it the attention and the nurturing that it needs. And this is a huge pivot because we used to go through life, this collective, in such a reactive state where our emotions would bottle up and express themselves in ways that we just weren't able to process consciously. Like we weren't aware of what was going on, and it just felt like we were putting out fires or even suppressing or bottling them. But now every emotion that comes up, like a light bulb goes off and you're fully aware of what needs to be done and you're doing the due diligence to process them. And this is why your evolution has been so heightened and powerful lately. And I'm just getting the message of like, after you do this somatic work, especially in very intense emotional times, like experiences, allow time to rest and recover. It's like, if you ran a marathon, you need to rest, and you don't need to replay or re-feel the pain of the marathon, like the strenuous work that you had to do. And maybe there are still some residual emotions or feelings to cycle out. It's like stretching your muscles after that kind of strenuous work, but you can just take it easy on yourself. It's like this feeling after you've cried and your eyes are puffy and your throat is sore. Honor that and give yourself that space to recover and, be proud of the work that you've done. And I'm just picking up on this beautiful connection that you're stepping into between your inner self your inner child that you are healing and your present self, which again, I talk about in that previous video, where with the help of your higher self, you are thanking them. I'm hearing, thank you for being there for me unconditionally. And for you to sit and embody that and feel that and how calm and warm and peaceful that feels and what clarity it gives you to know that you are there for yourself. You are the parent to your inner child, as I've been referencing in the last few readings. And a specific message that's coming up right now is if you are a person who is craving for your twin flame or a specific person to reach out to you or to act in or show up in ways that are going to fill some void in you or make you feel validated. One, I highly recommend checking out the last few readings before this one, because there's a lot of valuable information that is the foundation of what I'm getting at here. But that is like asking, okay, imagine your inner child comes to you, triggered, sad, feeling unsafe, feeling abandoned, and you, being the parent that is attempting to soothe and nurture and calm and support this inner child, says to the inner child, I understand that you don't feel good enough. I understand that you're scared of abandonment. And instead of telling the inner child, everything's okay, you are worthy, you are safe, you tell them, I would love to help you, but we're waiting on this external circumstance to help you. Like, we're waiting on this person to come in and make you feel better. We're waiting on this, certain outcomes to fall into place in order for you to feel safe. Like, imagine saying that to your inner child. You would never say that to them, right? Like, if a parent said that to a child, if the child came running to the parent saying, I'm scared, I'm sad, I don't feel good, and the parent said, oh man, well, maybe if something externally comes in, maybe if some person comes in and says nice things to you, or maybe if you get some candy, or maybe if you get to go play at the park, or you get these external experiences, maybe then you'll feel better. Then your child learns to rely on external circumstances and outcomes in order to feel safe, and that's the opposite of the inner child healing we're doing. So you can kind of see how, like, ridiculous, for lack of a better word, it is to wait on a twin flame or a specific person to make yourself feel better. When your inner child is crying out for safety, for validation, for feelings of worthiness, and you can give that to yourself. You can parent and soothe that inner child and remind yourself that you are worthy. And there are so many resources out there. There are so many ways that you can ground into this healing: journaling, meditation, somatic work. I talk about all of these on the channel. The resources are right there for you. So instead of waiting for some external circumstance, and this again falls right in line with the manifestation mindset we talk so much about, instead of waiting for some external circumstance to fall in place in order for us to feel fulfilled, we should be seeking to soothe our inner child. Any voids or gaps or holes where we just feel unworthy, we feel unsafe, you have that healing wisdom to reassure your inner child of their safety, of their worthiness, that they are good enough, and that they don't need to be scared or fearful or uncertain. So I hope that this resonates and gives some perspective, but there's just such a strong message coming through of, like, if you are on the twin flame journey especially, or if you're just feeling any attachment to a romantic relationship, I know that that's a common experience in the collective, where we are on this journey of reconnecting with our self-worth and self-love. Just remember that the version of you that doesn't chase the twin flame and that has this fully embodied empowerment does exist. And if you're wondering how, or if that's true, or when it's going to feel that way, don't wonder. Your doubt and your questioning will only block and delay this. All you need to do is commit to constantly, and this may take repetition, consistency, constantly tapping into your soul's knowing, because your higher self, your soul, already knows it to be true, already knows that in the divine timing, you will receive the abundance that is destined for you, and it is destined for you, and your soul knows this. And all you need to do is remain on your healing journey and spend as much of your time embodying this energy that is fully opened and aligned to this abundance. Some of it is in your power, some of it isn't. Like, you have the discernment at a soul level, if you tap into your higher guidance, to know when to take action and when to reflect and receive. In this co-creation with the universe, you have a role, the universe has a role. You just need to tap into what you want to feel, what that feels like, and the universe can handle the how, the who, and the when. So you do have this power. This version of yourself exists, and you can tap into it at any moment. And the more you practice tapping into it, the more you will become and achieve this mastery of self. You have the power to open yourself and to continue to develop these thoughts and feelings and habits that will raise your frequency to this higher version of yourself. And to surrender and trust in the universe to carry out its role, and to take accountability and responsibility in an empowered, inspired way on what your role is in these manifestations. And again, in that reading I did of the inner child, the present self, and the higher self, we talk about processing our triggers and healing and using divine guidance from your higher self to control what reality, what timeline you step into, meaning the timeline that you direct your consciousness towards, because your attention is your power. You observe and then you turn your attention towards the timeline that is of the highest frequency and that will serve you to your highest good. We talk about all of that in that reading, which I'll link below. But, this is just a reminder from Spirit to remember and know and believe all of the amazing things that you were destined for. Turn your attention towards that which you want to manifest, those feelings that you want to embody regularly, those feelings that are associated with the manifestations that you want to come to fruition in your reality. Constantly look for and recognize evidence of it falling into place. And also constantly remember and recognize how far you've come and the progress you've made on your journey of your spiritual evolution. Because being able to tap into that celebration of the success that you've already achieved will only strengthen those positive emotions that you want to anchor in. Those feelings of joy and fulfillment and success, and just feeling so proud of the work you've done and so empowered and inspired. That is energy that we can always tap into at any given time. And this is what's going to allow you to continue to spiral upward. So this is a very short reading today, but I just wanted to share this message because I feel like so many of us are on this journey of self-transformation and spiritual awakening, and you are becoming so strong in your mastery of self. You are learning how to discern what messages are for you, using your intuition. You have such an incredibly strong and well-crafted filter, which is allowing these messages to come to you and resonate in the exact way that you need. And you are just becoming so skilled in receiving the guidance, receiving the messages that are resonating with your soul. And so if you feel like you want something in your reality, know it to be true, because that is a feeling of soul clarity. And you have the power of observation and the power of attention to step into that energy. So I, as always, would love to hear from you in the comments. If you have any thoughts, any readings you'd like to request, any questions, any breakthroughs you'd like to share, or just where your energy is at. But I'm going to leave this here. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.